but it's the notation is really sloppy. It's either... Welcome back to Compositions Allies. My name is Barney. I'm a classical composer, and this is a channel for composers as well as performers interested in composition. In today's episode of Composition for Beginners, we're going to talk about how to get started. Okay, there's the logistics and then there's the actual composing. Let's start with the logistics. So you need performers. You're going to have to ask people to perform your piece. What you need to get from them is a time commitment. How much time can they do for rehearsals? How many rehearsals can they do? How much time will they have for practicing? Probably not that much. So the piece should be fairly sight readable, and also the concert date. Okay, you also need to know their level and ability, so you're writing something suited for their ability. Okay, you also need the concert date like really set in stone, so everyone's on the same page. You don't want to compose a piece and then the performer's not available. Okay, plus dress rehearsal. You also need a due date for the piece. There's the ideal time, for conservatory musicians, it might be 3 weeks before the concert, you'll start rehearsing, but then there's the last possible moment. And don't forget that you're going to need time to prepare the parts, including page turns, okay? The other aspect of getting started is you're going to need to compose, of course, and there's different parts of the process. Usually at the beginning, I draft up my pieces, I get the melodies, I focus on like what's the big moment, what's the special moment. Definitely you usually draft out the beginning. At some point, I want to get the first draft. When I do the first draft, I try to go from start to finish. Sometimes I start in the middle and then go, but either way, you want continuous music. What does that mean? Generally, you want the melody, and then you want like the harmony, or definitely something, quote, in the left hand, the bass, so you kind of have a feel. And then you want to do the final version where you're going to have the full piece. So like I was saying, when you're sketching, you always don't the middle lines and stuff like that, but the final version, you need all the details, and this should be done by hand. And you want to make sure that you get the dynamics, you want to get the correct tempo, you want this piece notated so well that anyone can pick it up and perform it. And that's one of the big issues I found with beginner composers, especially those who are performers. It's not that they're not creative, it's not that they don't know how to realize their ideas, but it's the notation is really sloppy. It's either not accurate or it's missing so many things. And I think one of the problems for performers is like you're used to playing maybe Bach or Beethoven, where we kind of know what the style is supposed to be. So we're used to seeing a simpler score. But when it's your own piece, you need detail, but don't have too much detail that it hinders the creativity. That's another problem. We see that with some of like Boulez and stuff like that. Performers get freaked out because every beat, every pitch, there's a new marking. I can't get into the flow of the piece. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.